Hello, you are welcome to Creative Ends International. My video today is going to be on this beautiful satin turban, or should I just say satin gele. It's a very simple ruffles gele that I would be making with satin. I'll be showing you details of how to achieve the cap and then the ruffles. So the video is not too long, but let's just go to the table. Let's go to the work table. So straight away, I will be creating the pleated part, and the length of fabric that I would be needing will be 17 inches for the length. The reason I'm using 17 inches is that I will be hemming the edges. I will hem the edges, and then the depth that I would be using is 14 inches. So I would be needing 17 by 14 inches. And for this type of base, I will be creating two of that pleats so that it will enable me to cross. It will enable me to make the V front, because it's going to be a V front turban. So quickly, let's look at how to create the pleat. So first of all, I would be hemming the edges. So it's going to shorten from 17 to like 15.5 or 16. So after doing that, I would be folding it this way, taking just about 1.5 inches, and then on top of it I would continue with almost the same size to fold. So I'll fold until I finish folding the 14 inches. Yes, I'll fold until I finish folding the 14 inches, and I can get about 4, 5 or 6 splits as the case may be, and then sewing it on the sewing machine. I just want you to get a little bit of the details of how it goes. I can swear jump this cap, but I chose to like include it in today's video. Okay, so now both of them are ready. All I need do is just place it flat facing myself, and then I create the V, and then I come over with the fabric to cover. So for me to cover it comfortably, I would need the length of, let's say, 28 inches. That is for the length. It can exceed 28, but you would not need more than that. I think the fabric I have here is even more than 28, but I do not need more than, okay, I have about 34, so I do not need more than 28 inches. So 15 inches for the depth, and then um 28 inches for the length, so that it can cover the base properly before I would be taking the exact measurements that I will need. Another reason I'm bringing this cap is because I need to show you something about how you can attach the handle without stress, because it's not a stretchy fabric. You will need to like give it a kind of opening and then attach a belt to it. So let me just explain this part. You can see that the base is short and then you still have an extension of this fabric. The reason for this is so that the head can fit into the cap properly, and then the base that is shortened handle will be attached to it, which will help to tie this base firmly to the head and make it flat. So you can see that I have joined this cap with a far distance from the base. Then on the base part, which is the pleated part, I would be adding handle. That handle, you can use the Velcom tape for that part, just to be able to hold it very firm to the head, or you can just like fix a separate belt like what I'm doing now to the left and the right side, which will enable you to tie it firm to the head. So the distance I used in closing the cap so that it can fit into the head properly is 14 inches. Remember that the normal size of our head, adult head, is 22 inches. So divide by 2 is supposed to be 11, but I used 14, which will give me like 28 inches. I hope you understand that part. So if you look at this cap is completely perfectly ready. Is ready. So what I need to show you next is how I was able to achieve these ruffles sweatlessly, and what I did that helped the ruffles to like come out the way it does. Remember, it's just a satin, so satin fabric cannot really stand on its own, but I needed to add something to it to enable it stand on its own and for the ruffles itself to come out well. So let's see what that is. So this is the satin fabric I would be using. Just trying to see like how much of the fabric I will need for the width of the ruffles. Since it's not going to be a very serious ruffles, I don't really need much. I don't want the ruffles to be too high, though it's not going to be too small, but still I do not want it to be too high. So I was just trying to like gauge the length, that would be enough for me. Okay, so now remember what I have is on a fold. So the measurement I would be giving to you is going to be on a fold. Do not forget to multiply it by 2 whenever you are doing your own. So now I have 14 inches on a fold. Do you understand? 14 inches on a fold. Then the length I have, though I would cut it, I will shorten it, but for now I'm working with about 42 inches. Remember, you are not going to uh, rely on the straight length that can cover the cap. Remember, it's going to be a ruffle, so you would be pushing in some of this length within the middle, so it's going to shorten it. So that's the reason I have used the length I am using now. Now there's something I need to do to make it firm, and that's the fact that I would be adding chest wadding. Remember that there's what they call chest wadding. The tailor, the tailors, they use it for padding of blouse and all of that. And we have the thick and the light one. This one I'm using for this particular tutorials is the light one, and it is that one that you can iron. Once you iron it, it will stick to the fabric on its own. Then it will now give this fabric the kind of thickness that you would want, and then also make it to be outstanding. Okay, so I would just iron and then continue with the rest process. I believe that if you watch this video carefully to the end, you would not need to ask further questions, but just go ahead and produce your own. But still, if you have questions concerning the video, please drop it on the comment section. I would respond to it immediately I see it. Yes, so that's a promise. So on a quick note, I just want to welcome everyone that is discovering Creative Ends International for the first time. I want to use this medium to really say thank you for stopping by, and also to encourage you to subscribe to this channel before leaving today. And again, do not forget to hit on the like button as well, so that others will be able to see this video. Thank you very much. I'll see you in my next video. But before I go, please, we are going to be closing this fabric. We are going to close it like this. After closing, I will turn it out and then do the ruffles. I actually showed you two methods of making the ruffles, and one is that you can put it on the dummy's head and start creating it on the dummy's head while you sew using um that 0.25 fishing line. You know, it's very thin and it's going to be invisible, using that 0.25 fishing line. Or you can decide to just place it on the ground, that is on your table, and first of all create the ruffles. So you will be seeing that one here. You create the ruffles before you transfer it to the head of the dummy and fix. So bye, I'll see you in my next video. I'm tired of talking.